Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're unpacking a stack of sources on the AirDroid Parental Control app. It's from Sand Studio.
Right. And the sources really position this thing as, well, more than just a simple blocker. It sounds like near total visibility.
Exactly, like a really high fidelity digital and physical fingerprint of, what a child is up to.
So our mission today is to get under the hood, understand the system's architecture based on these materials, move past the marketing buzzwords.
See what it actually does.
Yeah. But before we even get into the features, you need to know about the setup. It's crucial.
Okay.
The two-part system, you absolutely need the AirDroid Parental Control app on the parent's phone.
Got it.
And then on the child's device, you have to install AirDroid kits. They have to be paired.
Right, they talk to each other.
Exactly. Until that pairing happens, none of the remote stuff works. It's step one.
Okay, good clarification. So, assuming that digital handshake is done, where do we start? I guess physical safety is usually top of mind for parents.
Yeah.
So, location. This isn't just find my device, is it? What are the key tools here, according to the sources?
No, it goes quite a bit further. It starts, naturally, with the standard GPS location tracker. You get that real-time dot on the map.
The basic check-in.
Right. But then it immediately logs route history. This is interesting. It's not just where they are now, but a whole record.
A record like where they've been all day.
Precisely. A chronological log of locations visited. It's basically an audit trail of their movements.
Wow, okay. That route history piece, that feels like a significant step up from just a live location ping.
It is. And then there's the more proactive feature, geosensing. This is where it gets smart.
Right, I've heard that term, setting up zones.
Exactly. You draw virtual boundaries on a map, maybe around school or home. Those are safe zones. Or maybe an area they shouldn't go to, a prohibited zone.
Okay.
And the key is, you don't have to keep checking the app constantly.
Oh.
The system alerts you. The moment the child's device enters or leaves one of those predefined zones, bang, you get a notification.
Ah, so it automates the supervision a bit? Takes the burden off the parent needing to constantly look?
Yeah, it makes it much more manageable. Highly specific alerts.
That is useful. Constant checking would be, well, draining. What about just basic connectivity, like the phone dying?
Good point. They seem to have thought of that too. There's a battery check feature.
Seems simple, but I can see why it's important.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because if that battery dies, all your tracking, your geofencing, even basic calls, it all goes dark.
Right.
So this feature lets the parent see the child's battery level remotely. You can nudge them to charge it before it dies.
Keep them reachable, closes a potential safety gap.
Definitely. It's a practical safety measure.
Okay, so that handles the physical side, the wear, but then there's the whole digital world.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the system really pivots here.
Yeah.
It moves from where they are to managing the when and how much of their device use.
Digital habits.
Exactly. That's the core focus now.
So, starting broad, controlling overall usage time.
Yep, the screen time limit feature. The sources mention two main ways this works. You can set a total daily cap, like, say, 2 hours max for the whole day.
Okay, a total allowance.
Or you can set schedule restrictions. Block the phone entirely during school hours, for instance, or maybe after 9 p.m. bedtime lockdown.
That makes sense. But what about different apps? Like, you don't want to block homework apps just because they hit their game time limit.
Ah, good point. And that's where the granularity comes in. It's not just a blunt instrument. They offer app control.
How does that work?
Well, you can use an app blocker to completely forbid certain apps, maybe ones you really disapprove of.
Like specific social media, perhaps?
Could be. But you can also set individual time limits for other apps. Maybe only 30 minutes for a game or an hour for YouTube, while educational apps remain unlimited.
That's much more nuanced. Balancing act.
It seems designed that way, yeah. Trying to allow necessary digital access while curbing the problematic stuff.
And how do you know if it's working? If they're sticking to the limits?
Accountability. That comes through the usage report.
Day logs.
Pretty detailed ones, apparently. Daily and weekly reports showing exactly how much time was spent on which app. You'd see if they hit that 30-minute game limit when they used it, everything.
Okay, so you can verify compliance.
And there's another layer to that.
Yeah.
App installation and deletion alerts.
What does that catch?
It's clever. If you block an app and the child tries to reinstall it to get around the block,
You get notified?
instantly. Or if they delete an app, maybe trying to hide something, you get an alert for that too. It closes loopholes.
Smart. Okay, and what if you need, like, a complete digital timeout? Homework time, family dinner, 0 distractions allowed.
Yeah, yes. They call that focus mode.
Focus mode. Sounds serious.
It is. It's described as being like a digital vault. When you enable it for a set time,
Yeah.
device access becomes super restrictive. Only the absolute basics work.
Like what?
The sources say. Phone calls, the clock app, system settings, and, importantly, the AirDroid Kids app itself, so you can still manage it.
But everything else. Games, web browsers, social media.
Locked down. Completely inaccessible. It's a total focus enforcer.
Okay, that's a powerful tool for specific situations. Now, this is where things seem to get, well, even more intense, moving beyond just time limits.
Right. The sources indicate a shift here, from managing time to actually scrutinizing the content.
It starts looking at what they're actually seeing and saying online.
Exactly. It's moving from traffic cop to content surveillance. The first step is the web filter blocker.
Standard parental control stuff. Blocking bad websites.
Yes, but with layers. It can filter by category, things like pornography, gambling, violence, using built-in lists.
Okay.
But you can also customize it. Create your own blacklists of specific sites to always block, or whitelists for sites that are always allowed, like school portals.
And presumably it logs where they go.
Yeah, full monitoring of browsing history and search terms used gives you that audit trail for their web activity.
Okay. But the tricky part today is often social media and messaging apps, right? Especially encrypted ones like WhatsApp. How does it handle that?
That's a really good question. And the approach described is, well, quite clever. It uses a feature called View App Notifications.
Viewing notifications, how does that help with encrypted messages?
It's a workaround. It doesn't break the encryption itself. Instead, it taps into the notification system of the child's phone.
Ah, so when a message preview pops up on the screen.
Exactly. That pop-up notification from Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Snapchat, you name it, contains a snippet of the message text, right?
Usually.
The AirDroid Kids app intercepts and syncs that notification content to the parent's device.
Wow. So even if the message thread is end-to-end encrypted, you still get visibility into incoming messages via those preview snippets?
That seems to be the mechanism described. It provides significant insight into the flow of conversations, potential cyberbullying, inappropriate contact, maybe even fraud attempts.
That's a really interesting technical approach to gain visibility.
And it's augmented by something called social content monitoring.
What's up? More keywords?
Pretty much. It's designed to scan the content seen in those notifications, or maybe typed messages where accessible, for specific keywords you flag as risky.
Like terms related to self-harm or drugs or bullying?
Things like that, yes. It acts as another layer of proactive alert, potentially flagging danger signs early on.
Okay. So we've covered location, time management, content filtering, even message previews. Now, what about the really deep monitoring capabilities?
Right. This is where we get into the most, let's say, direct remote access features. And it raises some important questions.
Especially around privacy, I imagine. This is the stuff that allows parents to basically see and hear through the child's device in real time.
That's the territory we're entering. And there's a critical technical point here you need to understand.
Okay.
These most powerful, some might say invasive, features, they're primarily discussed in the context of monitoring Android devices.
Ah, okay. Why the difference between Android and, say, an iPhone?
It really comes down to how the operating systems are built. Android's architecture is generally more open. It allows apps like AirDroid Kids, with the right permissions, to potentially access deeper system functions, camera feeds, the microphone, screen data.
And iOS Apple's system.
Apple uses a much more lockdown approach, often called a sandbox. It heavily restricts what third-party apps can access, especially things like the live camera, microphone, or screen mirroring.
So for the kind of deep remote access we're about to discuss, the sources suggest it's largely an Android capability for this type of app.
That's the strong implication from the technical descriptions, yes. It's a key distinction for you to keep in mind.
Got it. Crucial context. So focusing on those Android capabilities described, let's break down these tools. First up, live screen mirroring.
It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. The parent can view the child's phone screen live in real time on their own device.
So whatever the child is doing, scrolling Instagram, playing a game, typing a message.
The parent sees it mirrored instantly. It's complete, real-time visual oversight of device activity.
Okay, that's direct. And then it extends beyond the screen, right, into the physical environment.
Yes. That brings us to the remote camera feature.
Meaning the parent can turn on the child's phone camera remotely.
Correct. Activate either the front or the rear camera on the child's device and see the surroundings through the parent app.
Wow. And that's paired with audio, too.
Yes, with one-way audio. This allows the parent to remotely activate the microphone on the child's device.
And listen into the surroundings.
Exactly. Listen to whatever is happening around the child's phone. So the combination gives you real-time sight and sound of the child's environment streamed remotely.
Okay. So route history, geofence alerts, app time limits, blocking, notification monitoring, keyword alerts, live screen view, remote camera, remote audio. That is an incredibly comprehensive suite of monitoring tools.
It covers almost every conceivable angle, doesn't it? Digital activity, physical location, real-time environment.
So if someone wants this whole package, all these features, how does the access work? Is it free?
Not usually for the full set, no. The sources indicate a standard freemium or subscription model.
Nying.
There's often a free trial period mentioned, typically around 3 days. Lets you test out the features, see how powerful they are.
Okay, a try before you buy.
Right. But for ongoing access to the full suite, especially those advanced remote features like screen mirroring and remote camera audio, you generally need a paid subscription.
Handled through the App Store.
Yeah, usually via in-app purchases. And the cost varies, depending on how long you subscribe for, monthly, quarterly, or often a better deal for a yearly plan.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Let's try to synthesize all this.
Yeah.
We went from basic GPS tracking and clever geofencing alerts.
Through very detailed screen time and app controls,
Yeah.
including that restrictive focus mode.
Then into content monitoring using web filters and that really interesting notification syncing for social media awareness.
And finally landed on the deep dive Android features. Live screen mirroring, remote camera activation, and one-way audio.
So pulling it all together, what's the big picture for you, the listener?
Well, what this all means, based on these sources, is that the AirDroid app isn't just, a simple tool to limit game time. It's presented as a fully integrated, continuous digital intelligence system.
A system that combines physical safety tracking with really deep digital habit management and content surveillance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It looks like it represents the sort of top tier of what's technically possible in parental monitoring today, giving the parent this incredibly high-fidelity view, both recorded and real-time, into almost every aspect of a child's life, virtual and physical.
It's truly a massive amount of technological capability packed into one system, which brings us to a final thought.
Yeah.
Given the sheer power and, frankly, the potential intrusiveness of features like live screen mirroring and one-way audio, and considering how easily they could just be left running continuously in the background, how might that constant high-level surveillance fundamentally shift the balance? The balance between necessary supervision and personal privacy within a family. That's certainly something we're thinking about as these tools become more sophisticated and pervasive.